Thanks for the intro. Hey guys, welcome back. We're out here today working on the 180SX. If you guys haven't watched the over fender video, I cut my harness in half on accident because I was cutting the quarter panel and I didn't know that the harness was sitting directly behind it. So I pulled the harness out, finished the job, but now we got to get back to the harness. Here's the harness that goes along this quarter panel to the back of the car. As you guys can see, I made a mess. There's a ton of cut wires, and this harness is in rough shape. This, no idea where it goes. This, no idea where it goes. Here's the lights, more lights. And then there's all this stuff right here. It's just wrapped in a zip tie, and it was just chilling. Don't know what this is. And then I was looking around in the car, and we have a lot of wires just hanging around. Got these look like they went under the seat. You guys can see, this one looks like it plugs into the ignition. As you can see, there's many wires that have been previously spliced into it. It just looks a mess. And then right here, let me pull this dash out real quick. And then we got this big, huge bundle of wires. Don't know what the hell this is. None of this, don't know what any of this is. Here's all the plugs over here. Probably went to the HVAC control system. Plugs over there, don't know what they're for. And then we got fuse boxes right here. And then there's, of course, the harness that goes into the engine bay that controls all that stuff. This has a lot of wires. And since this is also going to be a race car, I'm going to simplify this harness to the max, twist them back together, put some tape on them. Yeah, we're gonna fire this harness up, and we're gonna see what still works. We're gonna see. I don't have turn signals up front, but we're gonna see if the light motors and stuff work like that. We're gonna delete everything else that we don't need. I'm pretty good with wiring, so I want to keep everything kind of like the way it was OEM. But all this stuff, we don't need all this stuff. And then I'm probably gonna use a different harness to run the motor anyways, so it doesn't really matter to me how much I delete. I think I just want to use the OEM harness just to keep the OEM stuff. Like, got the brake switch here, and then it's got a clutch switch over here, so we can keep those in the harness and we'll still utilize those. I do have a used aftermarket switch panel for this bad boy, courtesy of RJ. Thanks again, bro. I feel like I'm always shouting you out, but you're just always giving me shit, so I appreciate you. The stuff that we can't keep on the stock harness, we'll put on the switch panel. But anyways, the stock harness, I want to make sure that the windows, these have electronic windows. Windows work, the switches behind the door panel. I want to make sure that those work, and we'll leave those in there. We're going to keep the windows electric. I don't know if these have heated mirrors or electronic mirrors. We'll delete those wires. Man, whew, this is a lot of talking. We're going to tear this harness apart. Probably not inside the car. We'll probably just tape everything we don't need, and then I'll pull it outside of the car, and then I'll work on it on the ground. What's this? Where does this go? To another wire? Like, come on, that's insanity. Insanity. Who did this? Whoever worked in this car in Japan, we got beef. Because you fucked up this car. But I ain't mad. I'ma fix it. Well guys, I got everything plugged back in. I got the wires pretty crappily cleaned up. As you can see, they're all sitting right there. I just have everything inside because it's been raining a lot. I think we're gonna power the harness, and then we have to figure out how to jump the ignition because I don't have a tumbler and a key. So we're gonna power it up, make sure nothing catches on fire. We're gonna go over everything. Okay, I just heard the main relay click on. Don't know what that means, but car must have power now. Now let's just figure out what works and what doesn't, and then we will work on the ignition. Oh cool, lights work. Whew. Okay guys, just a few days later. I've been tracing all these wires with the multimeter and trying to figure out where everything goes before I yank the harness out of the car. And I got about, I'd say 80% of it. So I marked what I knew I needed with tape. And then once I pull the harness out, the rest I'm just gonna delete so we can simplify this harness. Let me show you a few things that either confuse the shit out of me or piss me off. So before I unplugged the harness and stuff from the main computer and the battery, I wanted to make sure that I got everything working, or at least stuff that I need working, like, you know, the tail light, the running lights, the brake lights, the turn signals, the reverse lights I don't care about. So I started with that and nothing worked. I was like, oh shit. So I was looking into it, and so all three of these go on when you hit the brake. So I don't know who wired it like that, but I want to fight them. And then I kept investigating further, and I found all the stock wires are right here. So obviously they cut all this stuff and only use the brake light wires, so I have to figure that out. But anyways, I'm gonna leave these with the harness, and I'll figure that out after I simplify it, because there's just way too many wires here. Next, the headlights. The headlights would go up, but they wouldn't come down, and I was like, what the hell could that be? Then I remembered that there's switches on the OEM bezel. So I went and picked some of those up for this. So then I was like over here, traced it to this switch, and I was like, okay, well, this headlight switch I bought is for a USDM car, and the plugs are completely different. So I was like, oh shit, can't get my headlights to go up and down. And then I looked at this flasher button and it fit perfectly. So I was like, So I plugged this flasher button in, and the headlights worked. They were going up and down. And then I tried my main switch. They were going up and down when the headlights were turning on and off, and I was like, holy shit, I just made a discovery. So I'm gonna buy another one of these, and then I'll just rebadge the flasher emblem with this headlight emblem, and then boom, we have that problem solved, because the right switch was $45 to $60 on eBay. So we got lucky that this one actually worked. So we're gonna use this one, so our headlights will work normally. And then I traced, what else did I trace? I also traced the radio, because I was like, you know what, I might need to keep the radio, and traced all these wires. Some of them didn't make sense, but a lot of them did. So I found a factory service manual. I traced them all back. I found out that it looks like there was an amp back there, so went back here, traced everything to the amp, or I don't know if it's an amp or not, but it looks like it's been bypassed. So I traced those wires back through the harness, and I ended up finding the speaker wires. Completely different color back here than they are at the front, but that's because it's been bypassed. So these I'm gonna hold on to, and then I found the other side over here, so these I'm gonna hold on to, and I'm gonna get rid of this whole plug and just use the actual wires that belong there, because we don't need to go all the way to the back of the car, then bypass it, and then go all the way back. So we're gonna get rid of this. So now we're ready to pull the harness out. I already undid all the grounds, and I marked everything. See, we have the ignition key. Here we have turn signals and headlights. Here we have the wipers, a brake switch, clutch switch, flasher switch. Pretty much marked everything. Dash ground. And then we got the door plugs right here. Door plugs. So everything with orange tape is marked. So now I'm going to pull this whole harness out, and I'm going to start deleting all the wires that I'm not using. Like this relay we don't need it because it's for the heating system, and a lot of these are for the climate control. We're not going to keep any of these. We're not going to keep this, but we are going to keep the radio wires. So let's pull this harness out. I got it laid out on the ground exactly how it was laid out in the car. Here's the dash. Here's the main fuse box right here. A couple relays. And then this is where it goes along to the back of the car. And then here's where I chopped the harness in accident with the angle grinder when I did my over fenders. And here's the ones that go in the back. There's the tail lights, all that crap. And then here's what goes under the driver's seat, or JDM driver's seat, USDM passenger seat, to the center console. So I have a few wires saved here. I got the cigarette lighter wire wrapped with tape, so I know not to delete that. Pretty much everything with a piece of tape on it is what I'm not gonna delete. So this is gonna be a lot of work, but let's get to it. Whew. So my back hurts, I'm gonna get up, take a break. Plus the sun's about to go down. We did a lot. This is all the insulation I got torn off. I got zip ties everywhere to kind of hold the shape of it. And here's all the wires I deleted so far. And luckily I haven't made any mistakes yet. Everything that went from under the seat to the center console, that's all done, like the mirror controls and all that. We don't need all that crap. So now I'm working on this plug over here. I don't know what the hell it does, but it wasn't plugged into the car and everything kind of worked. Got to get rid of this plug too. And then we got to work on the radio wires. Then a few of these old plugs back here we're not going to use. We also got rid of like the heater defroster, all that crap, the air conditioning, the big thick wires. See the big thick blue wires? Got rid of those. Let's get to it. Look how skinny it is. It looks so great. What I'm finally finishing up doing is there's a lot of places where the wires meet together like a junction. But anyways, this is what it looks like. So after you simplify your wires, you're gonna have some of this. So when you make sure when you guys are following a wire, be careful to follow it closely because there's these junctions. If you cut it too far, you might fuck up other stuff too. So you want to cut it kind of right where it connects to everything else. And then see this one, like right here, we're just gonna pull off the black tape. We're gonna cut these little wires out. We're gonna put the tape back on there. That way we don't have any short circuits or anything like that. And then the ones, here's the fuse box. The ones behind here, we'll go ahead and remove those. In this case, I think these are like the air conditioning motor, the heater, something like that. So we have a lot of them that we've deleted. So we're gonna have to go in there and take those out too. And then the same with this plug right here. We have a lot of wires that we deleted. So we're gonna plug this back in, and then we're gonna de-pin the other side, and then we'll de-pin this side, all these wires that we're not using anymore, just so we can kind of clear everything up. I deleted a lot of wires. Check this out. All these wires. But I do want to make sure the power windows still work, the door locks still work. I deleted everything else. I even deleted the fuel pump wires because we're gonna do those on the switch panel. But I'm gonna test the brake switch on the brake pedal. We're gonna make sure that still works. The headlights, the turn signals never worked, but we're gonna figure that out. I didn't delete any of those wires. That's the hazard light button right there. So we're gonna finish cleaning up this harness. Then we're gonna start de-pinning all the stuff that we had deleted. So this big block pretty much connects everything in the engine bay to the inside of the car. So there's a lot of wires here that I was able to get rid of inside the car. So what I did is I just went on the other side of the block, found the same wires, and cut them too. So that way, when I separate these bad boys, now I can leave this in the car, and then I can pull this out, and then I can start deleting wires out of the engine bay harness. Once we delete all these, there's a bunch of stuff that we don't need. I was just going through a few things. We got these plug-ins right here. We're gonna delete these, so we'll follow those. We're gonna keep the headlight power, stuff like that. Like there's a cut wire there that's not doing anything, so we're gonna get rid of that. And then I got these right here. This is for the relay for the windshield wipers and the power for the windshield wiper motor. So we're probably gonna hold on to these. I did test the horn relay. The horn relay works, so we'll just keep that. Why not? So all of these, we're gonna keep the 3 black ones because there's the headlight, and then the down relay, and then this one, the gray one, is the horn relay, and then these 2 blue ones are air conditioning and NMP clutch. I don't know that did it. Have no idea what that is. We're gonna get rid of these, and then we're gonna try to take all these and relocate them into this box because all these green ones we don't need either. So We're gonna only keep 5 relays, and luckily there's 5 spots right here, so we'll just put all the relays in this one. And then these we don't need. We're gonna fish these and delete these. And then that's pretty much everything. So we're gonna take all this harness out. There's only 2 grounds up here. There's a ground right here in the corner, and then on the other side in the corner too. So we'll undo those grounds, and then we'll pull this puppy out. So we got this bad boy on the ground. Luckily, this harness looks like it's gonna be a lot easier than the other one. So that's good. We're ready to go. We're gonna hit it. I was going to consolidate that fuse box over there with this one over here, but I think I'm just gonna leave it, because the only reason why I was gonna do that is because the ECU for most JZs sit in that corner. I was able to get the wiring harness kind of close to the firewall, so I think I can kind of shove it inside that bottom hole, and I can put the ECU inside of the car. I'm going to wrap this wiring up, and I'm going to wrap split loom on it so it'll make it look all nice, and then we're just gonna pretty much finish the whole wiring job. So I'm just gonna pull the dash out again, and man, it looks so good, but it looks too shiny. It looks too shiny. So hopefully it doesn't blind me while I'm driving. See another cut ground right there. I'm going to wrap all that up, and then I'm going to split loom it. This is already taped up, but I'm also going to split loom it. I got a lot of split loom. So we're going to split loom everything, make it look pretty, and we're just going to get this puppy back together because we need to drop that motor in. So that's it. That's all the wire we have left. Whew, man, that took a long time. I want to put it in the car to get it in there to see if everything's good, and then I'll just loom the rest in the car, because a lot of the rest of the loom is the 1/2 inch loom. I got the 1 inch loom on the dash loom and the engine bay loom, and I got a 1/2 inch loom going all the way to the back of the car. And then everything else, all the pigtails that come off of it, like to all the buttons and the switches, those are all going to be 1/2 inch loom. So I got about, I don't know, 8 or 9 feet left of 1/2 inch loom, and I have about 8 or 9 feet of 1 inch loom left. So we did pretty good. I ordered 25 feet of both, and that was good enough to do the whole car. I might need a little bit more to do the harness stuff for the switch panel, but it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna worry about that later. So we're gonna throw this in the car, and then I'll show you how it looks. And here we are. We got the finished product here. Ran all the wires exactly like they were routed OEM. Ran it under the carpet here on the side. Let me show you the things we kept. Look, here's the fuse box. We kept that, but we got rid of a lot of circuits. And then where it connects to the engine bay harness, and then it goes into the engine bay. So of course we kept the simple stuff. We kept the ignition, we kept the blinkers, the headlights, we kept the windshield wipers, we kept, I know it says hazard, but this is the headlight pop-up button. And then we have down here, we have the emergency flashers. They don't work, but I'm going to make them work. Then here in the middle, we have the radio harness. Kept that. And then over there we have the headlamp timer. So like, let's just say you hit your high beams, the pop-ups will come up, your high beams will come on, and then it'll time out, and then it'll go back down. Kept that. We kept the door plugs for the automatic windows and automatic door locks. And then same on this side, we did keep the tail lights. But man, it just looks so simple. It looks so good in here now. And then we did get a new carpet. I don't think I showed you guys that, but yeah, we got a new carpet. The other one smelled kind of weird, and this one is a true black Sylvia carpet. The other one was dyed, so I just got rid of that. I got this for 50 bucks. Some guy hooked me up. And then right here I have my battery relocation. I just kind of have it sitting there. So we have the fuse box there, and then it runs under the car. This is going to be under the core support, but I have to put it back. We did keep the horn relay, so the horns will work. And then here's the other fuse box over here. They're both pretty much empty. It's kind of funny, but oh well, we'll just leave it like this for now. So we have the harness that goes over to the windshield wiper relay and the windshield wiper motor. Don't have them plugged in yet, but we have the headlight motor. We kept those. And we kept the headlight power. So we have those. And that's just about it. Very simple. Got rid of everything else. We didn't need it. Car's a little dirty, but whatever. Oh, and the most important thing of all, cigarette lighter. Whew. Well guys, I know this video is kind of long. This actually, surprisingly, I was lagging on it really bad. It took me 2 months to do. So a lot of the videos was kind of all over the place, but I tried to put all the footage together to make as much sense as possible. I'm glad it's finally done and we can move on to bigger and better things, aka the 2J. It's done, it looks really good. I could have done a little bit better job on it, but it was driving me crazy. I just had to wrap it up. And if you're still here, thank you guys for sticking around. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you guys can hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, do all that stuff. We got a lot of big things coming for this car. Hopefully, in the next few videos, it will be running, fingers crossed. But anyways, thanks for watching guys. We'll see you later. This is Asher Garza. I'm out.